Hare Krishna. The transcendental power of Krishna's flute, Madhurya and Aishwarya united. Written by Dr. Keshav Anand Das. In the devotional tradition, Krishna's flute is usually understood as an instrument of attraction. When Krishna plays the flute, the gopis are drawn to him, the cows gather around him, and even the demigods become enchanted. This understanding is correct but incomplete. The flute does not merely attract, it transforms, overturns, humbles, awakens, and liberates. Rupa Goswami, in a deeply poetic and philosophically rich words, reveals that the flute embodies not only the madhurya, sweetness, but also Aishwarya, that is the divine power. In Vrindavan, sweetness appears in the foreground while immense power operates silently in the background. To say that Vrindavan has only Madhurya and no Aishwarya is a misunderstanding. Both exist together, perfectly harmonized. The flute that reverses the laws of nature. The verse begins by describing the astonishing effect of the flute on the clouds. In Sanskrit, Ambu means water and Ambu Bhritra refers to clouds, the holders of water. Rundan means to stop. When Krishna plays his flute in Vrindavan, moving clouds come to a standstill. They freeze in place, stunned by the sound. This reveals the first power of the flute. It reverses dharma, the natural function of things. Flowing rivers stop, immovable mountains begin to move. Cold becomes warm, heat becomes cooling. What is mobile becomes immobile. What is immobile begins to move. This inversion of natural law exists nowhere else in creation. The flute does what no material force can do. It changes the very nature of existence. This power is the greatest form of Aishwarya. The flute as the symbol of the Guru. Because the flute has the power to transform nature, the scriptures declare that the flute is the symbol of the Guru. Just as the flute connects Krishna with the gopis, the Guru connects the soul with the Krishna. Without the flute, the gopis would never know that Krishna is calling them. Without the Guru, the soul never understands what God wants, why He calls, or how He responds. Thus, in Vrindavan, the flute is not merely a musical instrument, it is a divine guidance made audible, a sound that is not material. Ordinary sound cannot stop clouds, halt rivers, or move mountains. Therefore, the sound of Krishna's flute is not material, it is aprakrita, that is fully transcendental. This sound is Shabd Brahma, Om, Gayatri, the voice of the Vedas themselves. At the beginning of the creation, Lord Brahma received initiation not through the spoken words but through the sounds of the flute. The Gayatri mantra emerged from that sound, and according to that realization, Brahma created the universe. Thus, in Vrindavan, the Vedas are not recited, they are played. The flute that destroys ego. When the flute sound ascends to the heavenly realms, it reaches Tamburu, the greatest Gandharva musician. Even Narad Muni cannot match him. Yet, Tamburu becomes completely bewildered. He cannot identify the rag, the progression, or the structure of the melody. For the first time in his existence, his mastery fails him. This reveals the second power of the flute. It annihilates ego even in the most accomplished beings. What learning cannot dissolve, the flute does effortlessly. Beyond knowledge, breaking impersonal absorption. The flute sound then rises to Taplok, where the four Kumars, Sanaka, Sanatan, and Sanat Kumar, are absorbed in the meditation on the formless absolute. Their meditation is so deep that even cosmic destruction does not disturb them. Yet the flute breaks their trance. This reveals a profound truth: bhakti transcends jhana. The flute pulls the soul out of the impersonal silence and calls it towards loving service. The Guru does the same. When a devotee becomes attached to mere peace or stillness, the Guru says, "Enough, now serve." In the kingdom of bhakti, peace is not a goal, loving engagement is. The flute that astonishes Brahma. When the sound reaches Satyalok, even Lord Brahma is stunned. Brahma is the source of the Vedas, the architect of the universe, and is formed entirely of Vedic sound. Yet he realizes that all the Vedas exist within a single note of the flute, the fifth note, Pa, considered the most beautiful and complete tone in music. In that single vibration exists all knowledge, all mathematics, all cosmic engineering. This is not theoretical knowledge, it is experienced realization. Thus, the flute gives what the Guru gives: realized wisdom, not merely information. The flute that breaks dharma. The sound then descends to Sutal, where Bali Maharaj resides, the embodiment of dharma, patience, and surrender. Yet, even Bali becomes restless. This reveals another power of the flute. It breaks even righteous restraint when it obstructs devotion. Just as the gopis abandoned social and moral boundaries upon hearing the flute, the Guru breaks attachments not only to sinful habits but even to respectable dharma if they stand in the way of pure bhakti. The flute that moves the unmoving. The sound reaches Anantashesha, who supports the entire universe. He never moves, for even slight movement would shake creation. Yet the flute makes him spin in ecstasy. What is eternally still becomes to move. The lesson is clear: spiritual life must never stagnate. The Guru never allows stillness that leads to decay. Constant engagement is life, stopping is death. Piercing the universe and reaching Vaikuntha. Finally, the flute sound pierces the coverings of the universe and enters Vaikuntha. No material sound can do this. This establishes the final truth. The Guru alone is the bridge between the material world and the spiritual world. There is no other link. The seven powers of the flute and the Guru. First is transforms nature, second is destroys ego, third is breaks impersonal absorption, fourth is grants realized knowledge, fifth is breaks rigid moral boundaries, sixth is prevents stagnation, and the last one is leads the soul beyond the universe. When the gopis are jealous of the flute, why the gopis are jealous of the flute? The flute always touches Krishna's lips and constantly drinks his amrit. Okay, the gopi asks, what austerities has the flute performed to receive what belongs to us? The answer is simple: the flute is empty. The flute has no ego. The flute exists only for service. Therefore, Krishna never puts it down. Conclusion: meditation on Krishna's flute grants the same result as Vedic chanting, philosophical study, and prolonged austerity because the flute contains them all. Gaudiya Vaishnavism teaches a complete path: philosophy and Leela together, knowledge and ras together, depth without dryness. When one remembers Krishna's pastimes deeply, all philosophy naturally reveals itself. This is the secret of the flute. Hare Krishna.